take that many tests in college, but you do. You're a history major. You take a lot of, especially essay tests. How do you prepare for those?
Well, you just read over your notes. A lot of times your teachers will kind of give hints as to what an essay will be, even if they don't actively tell you anything, any topic that they go over really in depth. You will have a pretty good feeling that's going to be on the final. I mean, one of my political science courses this semester, the review was about 2 pages long of just straight definitions and possible essay topics, but you could tell by the way she was doing the review, the essay topics she talked about for a minute or two were probably going to end up on the test, and I was able to actually focus mostly on those, and then they ended up on the test, and I did fine. Yeah, just as long as you go over your notes, you should be in good shape.
Okay, so just pay attention to what the teachers emphasize, things like that.
Yeah, but with like math and Spanish and such, like, do flashcards help, or?
Actually, yes. In my Spanish course, we had a website that had vocabulary flashcards, and I know in my first semester course, the vocab was a really, really big part of it. And just going through those flashcards, like before every single test, just going through them and make sure you know every single word, whether like they say it in Spanish or they say it in English, you know what it means and you know you can bring up the word. So yeah, actually in Spanish vocab flashcards helped out a lot.
When I was in high school, I used to take tests and everything just came to me. I never really studied. Actually, I never studied at all. But when I came here, I definitely did study a lot. When I took my first test, I knew better than not to study like I used to do, and I was glad I did. And now I study with all of my tests, and so far I've done really good, and my freshman year was great.
Students often are very surprised when they receive their test back and they didn't do well, and they will say, I don't understand, I studied. When you ask them what that means, they often think reading a chapter is studying. You're not reading a novel, you're reading academic material, and you can't learn academic material by simply just perusing the book and saying, I've heard this before, and then expecting to answer specific questions. I don't think most students know what studying, actual study skills are. That said, I think many students just don't study.
I think that students often don't pay attention to what the faculty member is giving them as a list of topics to study. Very often we give things like course outlines and practice tests, and you get students who don't, who will just read their class notes or who will just read the chapter over again and not pay attention to all of the material that you've given them in addition to the course readings. If I give an outline, it means that these are key points that I want you to focus on for a test. If I give a practice test, it means these are the questions that I want you to focus on. And I have gone so far as given a test of 100 questions as a practice test, and then give 50 of those questions as the actual exam, and I have people who fail. And I don't understand how you can fail if you had all of the questions all along. It means that people aren't actually doing the practice test and paying attention to the outlines. So I think you have to pay attention to the fact that if your professor takes the time to give you added study materials, it means something, and it means that's what they want you to focus on for that particular exam.